Hello everybody, it's Infinity Break, coming at you today with a little mini mod review. Today we're not going to be featuring an armor, a weapon, a player home, or even a quest. Instead we're going to be featuring, I suppose you could call it a feature mod. Today we're going to be going over Trade and Barter by Cryptopeer. This is a wonderful little mod that actually adds in a completely new system to how the trading and bartering system works in Skyrim Special Edition and Skyrim Legendary Edition. So you guys are probably wondering, what is this mod? Trade and Barter is a very interesting and very complex mod that adds a lot of new layers and a lot of new factors into simply buying and selling items. Now things like race, gender, any sort of affiliation with factions, any sort of how big the town the current merchant is in that you're trying to sell stuff to whether or not that person specializes in these type of items that you're selling, or whether or not you have enough skill behind your one-handed armor, smithing, alchemy, anything like that. All of these things are now factored in to the final selling price of your items and the buying price of the merchant's items. And it makes it extremely interesting and adds another layer to your game that you can modify using the mod configuration menu. If you can't tell, I really do like this. I felt like it didn't really get a good representation in my playthrough I was doing of my Skooma Dealer mod, but I did like what I was actually reading when I went into this, because it works. I have tested it out. Your race, your relationship, any sort of different apparel that you're wearing does actually affect your buying price, and it's all completely customizable. If you don't like a feature of this mod, half the time you can just disable it. And I really do like this because it leaves it up to you to really determine the rules of how this mod will work. But there are so many options, and this mod has actually been out, if I'm not mistaken, since 2013, but it has just been ported over to Skyrim Special Edition for everybody who has that version of the game now, which is the only version that you can buy unless you do a little bit of deep searching and can buy the Legendary Edition from GOG, or if you do some deep searching and find the link to the original page on Steam, then you can of course buy the original Skyrim Legendary Edition off of Steam. But now people can actually, if you're just simply installed the Special Edition and don't know how, or don't want to go through all the effort of getting the Legendary Edition, you can now install it very simply into your Skyrim Special Edition. You do need the Skyrim script extender, and they do recommend that you have SkyUI so that you can customize all of it. If you don't have SkyUI, all the default values will not be able to be changed. It won't be as customizable, but if you really don't want SkyUI for some reason, or just don't want to go with all the hassle of installing it, which isn't really that difficult to install if I'm not mistaken, but just in case someone out there does not want to, you do not need to do so. I never really encountered any issues with this mod. I did test it out for about a couple hours, and I think it's actually really well integrated for how long it's been out. It definitely has a lot of polish on them, and but I mean, it's just kind of interesting to think that the mod author went into all this effort to just make it so that race, apparel, any sort of relationship you have, being a Thane, being bloodkin to an orc, being a vampire, all these different things now affect it. If you guys remember from Oblivion, there was a thing where if you had your weapon drawn, people would like you less. That has returned in this mod, and I really like that feature because it makes sense. It adds a little bit more depth to the AI and how much you can buy and sell from them, and how much they're willing to work with you on certain prices, how much they're willing to sell to you, how much they're willing to buy from you. It does actually work like that in real life sometimes, and this mod aims to actually add this in. I find it kind of funny because if you're naked or any sort of stuff like that, the NPCs will now actually react to that if they're a merchant. I like this also because, like I said, customizable. Every single option, every single little thing you want is now customizable in this mod. So we go into the menu, mess around with the settings, figure out what you want, and now all the merchants in the game will now be affected by that. Even modded in merchants, if they are attached to a faction properly like they should be, they will be affected by this mod. And like I said before, I really just like this. I would recommend it to you. I didn't, like I said, encounter any bugs. I wouldn't really recommend any changes. I think this mod is really good the way it is. And like I said, I recommend it to you just because it adds another depth to the barter, selling, and trading sort of thing that's going on in Skyrim that you're doing all of the time. And honestly, it makes the speech skill more interesting. It adds a little bit more layer to the perks. You can now customize how strong some of the perks are. And yes, it's just a very good mod. Go check it out. All the links will be down in the description for both Skyrim Special Edition and Skyrim Legendary Edition. Overall, this is going to wrap up this short little mini review. There is a lot to this mod, I can say, but there's not really like anything I can really show you. With a weapon, I can show you how a weapon works. With armor, I can show you what it looks like. With this, it just changes a lot of things that you can't really see, but you can definitely tell when you're playing the game. It's deep, it's complex, it's well made, it's polished. There aren't really that many issues with it. I couldn't encounter any, and I think that I really do recommend it to you guys. I hope that you guys check this one out. Both links, like I said, will be down in the description, and I hope you guys come at me with any more stuff that you want to see in the future mod-wise. I will review anything, test out anything for you guys, all free of charge. If you guys have any theories or anything you want me to go over in the future, any topics that you want me to go over in a video, let me know by reaching me through any of my links down in the description or leaving a comment on this video. I reply to almost anything, honestly. Either way, this is going to wrap up this video. Say it with me now. Play well, eat well, and of course live well, friends. I hope you guys go out there and strive to break infinity, and I hope you guys have a nice day, night, evening, wherever and whenever you're at. Take it easy, guys.